Nestlé Professional is committed to support the hospitality industry and youth employment. Toque plays a very important role to attract young talent in both front and back of house. Despite this year's setback, the competition continued to demonstrate hospitality as a career of choice, how unique, varied, and exciting it can be. Thank you very much for supporting our competitors, and we hope you enjoyed the show.
Hot, steamy kitchens, tensions running high, guests waiting expectantly while waiters nervously pop corks of the finest champagne. The nation's very best hospitality students and apprentices are back again for one of the most important dates in the culinary calendar. It makes the G7 summit in Cornwall look like a day trip to the seaside with buckets and spades. Yes, it's here everyone, results day of the 2021 Nestlé Professional Toque d'Or. Hello everyone and welcome to the big day and welcome to our very fancy official Nestlé Professional Toque d'Or studio. Look at this. Our Oscar-winning set designers have built this whole thing out of recycled Smartie tubes. And I think when we're done with this, Claire Balding might want it to use for the BBC's coverage of the Tokyo Olympics, or maybe it's the One Show, I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, we are here in the bowels. Actually, let's go for heart, it's a nicer organ, of the Nestlé Professional headquarters here in the UK, which is always open for you. In fact, it isn't. You'll need a lanyard and a special security pass to get in here, but that's the Nestlé Professional slogan, as I'm sure you know, so I thought I might as well shoehorn it in. Anyway, the stars of this no-expense broadcast are, of course, our very own cast of hospitality legends in the making, who've jumped through loads of different hoops to make it to the final of this magnificent competition. They're currently being treated like Kardashians in the official Toque d'Or green room, with all after eights taken out of the wrapper for one pushy diva. So before it gets out of hand, let's get on with the show. Here's a taster of what's coming up.
This year's finalists show off their hospitality talent in our Toque d'Or challenges.
I couldn't have asked for a better competition to enter for my first ever competition.
Managing Director Katja Simmons reveals the importance of Toque d'Or to Nestlé Professional. And we discover which one of our finalists are the winners of this year's competition.
This is going to be fast and furious, lots to show and share with you before we announce this year's winners. And as an extra special treat this year, you can download the Toque d'Or competition recipe book. I'll tell you more about that shortly. But we also want you to join the Toque d'Or conversation. You'll need to be at your multitasking best, watching this while at the same time posting and hashtagging as though your lives depended on it. It's a chance for all of us to spread the word about this year's amazing competitors and let the world know that UK hospitality is open for business and keen to launch some fantastic careers. So, with the vital bits of information, here is one of our finalists, Georgia.
Make sure you check out Nestlé Toque d'Or's social media accounts and follow the hashtag ToqueD'Or2021.
Thank you, Georgia. You're a natural. Just before you get going on all that social media stuff, your full attention is required for a moment as our satellite beams in the first special guest of the day, the maitre d' of Toque d'Or, otherwise known as Nestlé Professional's Managing Director, Katja Simmons. Great to see you, Katja, and firstly, huge congratulations on the latest addition to the Simmons household. I hope you haven't had too many sleepless nights.
Every single night is a sleepless night when you have a 2 or 3 months old baby and a toddler that wants to be very much involved. But I have to say that obviously I'm very much enjoying my time with my family, but I'm very much missing my work and my team and all the good stuff that we're doing together.
Well, it's been as tough as it gets for the hospitality industry over the last 18 months or so. But despite that, your commitment to this competition hasn't wavered at all. What kind of message are you hoping that transmits to everyone in the industry?
The problem that we have in the industry with the talent is not going to disappear in 1 year. It's a longer term commitment that we all have to take in order to support the industry to make sure that it flourishes. And us as Nestlé, we're generally supporting talents across different industries, and specifically Toque is playing critical part in supporting our talent in hospitality. And what the competition Toque Nestlé Professional, what it does, it actually empowers our students, empowers our apprentices, gives them skills, gives them knowledge. Then they can go back, bring to the industry, and to support the industry to bring these positive emotions back to society, that society is so much hungry for it these days.
And finally, if I could grant you just one wish for this competition, what would that wish be?
So my number one wish, I'm really wishing amazing careers to our students and apprentices. Nothing is more dear to my heart professionally is when I see names of our students and apprentices shining bright in the industry. When my wish number two would be that the Toque sends a very positive message about the industry, about the attractiveness of the careers and the professional future of our talent. And my wish number three would be is that next year we have even brighter, even more innovative event, and we can all meet in the same room. And I'm really looking forward to raising a glass of champagne to celebrate talent and winners of Toque.
Well, that's actually three wishes, Katja, but you're the big boss, so we'll let you off. Let's give it up, everybody, for Katja. Right, let's get down to this rather important Toque business. The first stage en route to Toque greatness was the digital entry. And this year there was just shy of a whopping 1,000 entries. Then from that magnificent number, front and back of house was whittled down to 112. And this year, for the very first time, and for obvious reasons, the heats went virtual. So let's get a snapshot of how they all got on.
Judges Alison Tafts, Louise Ellis and Robert Smith gave virtual masterclasses to competitors around the UK. And the challenge was clear for front of house. Create a delicious jasmine green tea cocktail with sustainability and health in mind.
By using this fantastic green tea that we've chosen to do, we know that we're getting all the health benefits of making that centre, and we know that getting people to create a drink around that and also making them think about how they're balancing it, thinking about sweetness, not using too much sugar, means that we're getting something that hopefully tastes really good, but that is also something you can drink regularly because it's got really good health benefits, and it's quite delicious as well.
Student and apprentice chefs needed to concentrate on replicating Louisa Ellis's vegetarian sage gnocchi and ragu dish. But she wasn't just looking for great cooking skills.
I'm looking for dedication, passion, someone who's willing to take a risk.
Both front of house and back of house were also challenged to embrace social media.
Well, more than ever, communication plays such an important role in hospitality, and we aren't just looking for students or apprentices with fantastic hospitality skills. We're also looking at how competitors communicate their Toque story. We're looking for the whole package.
The perfect competitor is someone who's keen to learn, keen to carry on going, persevering, and be creative and take risks.
And creativity wasn't in short supply.
I've been surprised by the creativity, the thinking that's obviously gone into the entries this year, and it's been fantastic to see what people have been coming up with.
And nothing was wasted, as all the final food and drink was made available via the Olio app for some very happy customers to pick and try. And ultimately, a passion for hospitality would get you far in this competition.
Oh my god!
But Nestlé Toque, thank you very much for the opportunity, and you've got my address, so if you ever want to send any more of those Kit Kats, I would appreciate it.
And that is how the cream of Nestlé Toque 2021 rose to the top. Very shortly, we'll be announcing our 4 winners from that extremely talented bunch: 2 front of house, a student and an apprentice, and 2 back of house, also of course a student and an apprentice. And this is properly exciting. This year, under strict socially distant conditions, all of our finalists are here in person, and they're all about to get the full Piers Morgan life stories treatment from me. But before we do that, there are a few more matters we do need to address. One of those is to thank all the amazing partners that have got involved in this year's competition. They know who they are, and now so do you, thanks to our graphics department who've magically photoshopped all of their names onto the screen right before your very eyes. To all the partners, you are extraordinary, and if only we could talk to you all directly, we can. I'm hearing we can, apparently. That's great news, hot off the press. So let's hear from the Chief Executive of the Savoy Educational Trust, Julie Sibley MBE, and the eco-warrior himself from Footprint Media, the highly sustainable Charlie Myers.
The main aim of the Savoy Educational Trust is to develop education, training and learning across the hospitality industry. And the trustees realise by doing that, they are investing in the future and present skills of the industry, which, as we know, is very labour intensive and plays a significant role in the UK economy. So always looking to support initiatives to help bridge the gap between education and industry. And the trustees are absolutely committed to making sure hospitality education is coherent and fit for purpose. So support for Toque d'Or is an absolute win-win because the competition keeps evolving and it really encourages these rising stars from these colleges to have a go, and industry get to see and they go, wow, I didn't realise a student could do that.
We've been involved in Toque d'Or for years and years, and it's something that we're hugely passionate about. And you know, the principle is very simple in that this is the grassroots of the industry. It's an immensely noble cause to you know, nurture young talent and propel them into the fast track and genuinely recognise you know, this amazing talent. And you know, to us, that's what sustainability is all about. It's about sustaining the future, ensuring that there is a feed of talent into the sector, and that they are equipped with the right knowledge for the modern workplace, no matter what channel of hospitality they go and work in.
We've got to make sure that these students are really engaged, enthused and excited and want to join the industry. And also confidence at the moment, we know, is very lacking everywhere. So if by developing their skills in this very safe way that Toque d'Or managed to do each year, but still challenge the students, absolutely brilliant to help really bridge that gap between education and industry.
For us, it's a no-brainer that we would support Toque d'Or and its students and apprentices.
Well, thank you to Julia and Charlie and all of the supporters of this wonderful competition. I think they all know this, but they're hugely appreciated. And they get involved in so many different ways, including their contribution to the prizes our winners receive. And this year, if conditions allow, fingers firmly crossed, our 4 winners are going to be off on an experiential foodie trip to London, taking in all the sights and sounds of the capital city, dining in some of the finest restaurants and enjoying VIP treatment. And stay tuned, because by the power of edit, you'll be able to see our finalists on their London adventure in glorious Technicolor right here. It will be more gripping, I promise you, than Line of Duty. And by the way, all our colleges won't be disappointed this year, as Julia Sibley has ensured they'll be receiving generous grants from the Savoy Educational Trust. On so many levels, this competition offers so much, so let's find out what being part of it has meant to the 2021 finalists.
I never go into a competition and say, oh, I'm going to win it. I always go for the experience, but to win it would just be an extra benefit.
I think I've had a very hard year. I think a lot of people have because of COVID. I was made redundant in the summer. I lost a few grandparents and it's not been great, but you've got to pick yourself up, push yourself to a limit, and if you do, you never know what will happen.
It's such a great thing to be a part of, and I just think, you know, winning would just really just be the cherry on top of this experience, really. So
even if I didn't win, it's not the end of the world, because I've met some wonderful people. I've met Louisa Ellis off the telly, and I've been able to showcase what I can do. So for me, winning would just be a bonus. The fact that I've been here and had this experience, for me, would be winning in itself anyway.
So I've never done a competition before, so it intrigued me, and like having my job at the Holmwood Hotel like made me want to kind of go further in my career. So like having this opportunity and experience has been amazing. Like it's definitely more than I expected.
I suppose it will show sort of that my hard work is like recognised in a way. by sort of industry professionals, so it'd be quite nice to get like the feedback from the judges in that sense.
Just to prove myself that I can do something else, I can compete in something rather than being in my regular day-to-day job, and also to show that I do have the skills for a bigger opportunity that comes up.
I'm not really sure what my journey in cookery is going to look like, so the opportunity to be exposed to people working in different parts of the industry, I found that really interesting and inspiring.
Because it's such a industry recognised competition, and it's on a national scale, and I just saw it as a great opportunity.
Oh, it's hard to sum up in a few words, but I would say that it's been amazing and I've learnt so much, and I'm really glad I entered it.
Thank you for having us, and I will never forget this experience.
Yep, it gets under the skin, this competition, and actually to have the ambition to want to give it a go says a whole lot about those who throw their hats into the ring. Now this year there's been an overarching theme for the finalists to focus on. They were challenged to create and serve sustainable food and drink, of course, that would also ping off the pages of one of those delicious looking glossy cookbooks. And this new publishing angle required a new face to oversee it, and those very clever people behind this competition knew immediately who to get involved. Former student Toque d'Or winner, author, Instagram star and judge Julie Jones, who's soon to publish her third book. And let's see how all our finalists got on with their first challenge.
What this challenge has provided is just kind of thinking more in depth about who you're providing your food or your drink to. You know, when it's in a cookbook, you want to appeal to a wide spectrum of readers. So I guess you're going deeper into the level of preparing the food, certainly more thought, and just trying to really express how wonderful and creative your dish is on paper.
I have a little bit of an obsession with cookbooks, so for me that was quite a nice challenge, because like if you go in my kitchen at home, it's literally just shelves and shelves of cookbooks. So that is something that I use in my everyday life. So to get to, like, at 21 years old, get to publish something, you know, and my own kind of recipes that I've created from scratch, that's like really exciting.
I really want to know about their personality just by reading the bio and a little bit of history about why they've got into the food industry.
I found writing my biography very therapeutic, more than anything, because I've not come into this like, I'm Georgia Wheatley and look what I've done, I've been here, there and everywhere. This is me, my heart and soul, spelt incorrectly on a piece of paper. This is me as you get it. Take me, leave me, that's what you get, that's me. So I hope that's come across in a way that I wouldn't have normally done verbally.
It's not just about the restaurant or the hotel. You know, you can take so many different routes like I have. I've always been an advocate for that, and my role in Toque d'Or hopefully has kind of opened up the eyes into like food styling, food writing. There is other potential out there for different careers and different routes into the food industry.
It's quite good to like almost tell a story in your cooking.
It was quite nice exploring why I cook things and exploring what pieces of nostalgia or memory that I take from moments in my life and put on a plate. So that's really special.
I'm really excited to see the finished results, all the recipes and the photographs within the book. It's super exciting.
Well, this is an incredible, unique learning curve of a competition, and the gauntlet was well and truly laid down. Now, this is very exciting, everybody, because we're about to meet our first batch of Nestlé Professional Toque d'Or finalists 2021. So let's say hello to our front of house students. Here they are, Sophie, Mark and Jess. And Sophie, representing City of Edinburgh College, you're back for more. You were here last year. What do you think, most importantly, you've got out of entering this competition?
Just lifelong friends. I think we've all been a lovely bunch this year. It's so great just to naturally just have great conversations and just have a laugh. So it's been great.
You're looking around at everybody, but I'll let you on a secret, because we actually haven't met Georgia, who you've really properly bonded with. You're going to meet Georgia later, but actually Sophie has somehow managed to wangle an invite to Georgia's wedding in June next year in the space of, what, 3 or 4 days? A proper connection there. Anyway, Mark, representing the Isle of Wight, great to have you here too. On a personal level, what did you find most uncomfortable about the competition?
Really, like with our video diaries, just sort of making videos, like putting our personality, say, because it doesn't really come natural to me being in front of a camera saying my true feelings, being I've done this today. So that was the main struggle for me, really sort of the virtual side, trying to do all the videos and that sort of thing.
An essential part of the competition this year, but can I just say something? The way you said, I think it was elegant foam or something about your mocktail was amazing. It really came through the screen. So you're actually obviously somehow out of this whole experience, you've become more comfortable in front of a camera. And Jess, you made the Pink 6 mocktail.
Yeah.
And you went to town on that thing. There were so many different aspects to it. I got completely bamboozled by it. But one thing that really struck me was that you had to, I don't know whether nick is the right word, but you went into your tutor's allotment and swiped some honey. Now, did you do that with his blessing, or was that something you did by stealth?
I did ask. I'm not sure whether he was happy about it, but he did give me permission.
How long did it take you to come up with your Pink 6 mocktail?
It took me a while, but I'm really happy with the end result and what it looked like.
Tell me, from your personal point of view, and you're of course at Sheffield College, what's been the best thing for you? What's been the highlight of your Nestlé Toque d'Or competition?
Just like everybody said, meeting all the people and learning so much and doing like practical things rather than just being online. It's nice to get out and put into practice what I've learned. Well done to all three of you. You know how well you've done to make it this far in this extremely competitive competition, but the time has come to find out which one of you has won the front of house student for 2021, and for that announcement we need to hand over to Katja.
And the Nestlé Professional Toque d'Or 2021 front of house student winner is Sophie Taylor.
So what stood out for me was that Sophie's love of the hospitality industry, it really shone.
And her passion and enthusiasm for the products, for the wine, for the service really came across to me and to her guests.
Sophie's social media was fun and informative. Well done, Sophie.
How does it feel to have won this competition?
I put everything into it. It wasn't even necessarily about the winning, and I know that sounds cheesy and all that, but the experience was more than enough.
Well, congratulations, our front of house student of the year, Sophie Taylor. Well done again to Sophie. Now we'll be meeting our front of house apprentices next, but just before we do, let's see how they dealt with this year's beverage challenge through the wafty aromas of Nescafe Azera Barista Plus. Judge Alison Tafts was casting her beady eye over our finalists.
This year's beverage challenge began virtually at home and then continued face-to-face at Gatwick. Competitors were asked to recreate their jasmine green tea creation from the heats, but also create a signature coffee that would take pride of place on any restaurant or cafe menu.
They've been asked to spread their wings in terms of creating something from a mixology perspective, using ingredients that they've been given and then being sort of quite imaginative.
Using our coffee to really look and see how they can highlight the flavours from the coffee, making their own 12-ounce signature drink, using the different ingredients that they're able to really ensure they can bring out the most out of the coffee.
When you think of a signature drink, you've really got to think about the consumer and the person that you're going to target your drink towards. So you've really got to think about flavours, and is that going to appeal to the customer? Are they going to like those flavours? So you really need to think like in a bigger picture, and you need to play around with lots of ingredients. It does take a lot of time to get to a finished product.
That's then given them a great story to tell. So as they've been presenting these drinks to their guests, they've been able to share that story, and it's resulted in some really interesting interaction and service, and quite frankly some delicious drinks.
When you talk about coffee, you tend to drink it either as a latte-based drink with milk. You don't tend to think about infusing it with like strawberries or oranges or lemons. So it will give them like a different perspective when it comes to thinking about coffee.
There's so many coffee shops out there, and it's really important that they understand what a good cup of coffee is and what goes around it to make that cup.
I had a really great time experimenting with all the flavours, and like now seeing the end result has made it like even more like a better experience, and like just have fun really.
There's the classic hot drinks, but then trying to incorporate that into a custom craft drink. I did find that a challenge, but I feel like I've pulled it off to some degree.
Yes, another string added to the bow of our Nestlé Professional Toque d'Or finalists. And take it from me, Alison Tafts and those Nescafe Azera boys are not to be messed with. Now, Sandman, please cue some more hysterical applause as we say hello to our front of house apprentices. Hello, Georgia and Jess. Now, Georgia, I need to know from you why you thought it was important to do this competition, bearing in mind that you are a student teacher, bearing in mind you work at the Ivy in Birmingham, bearing in mind you're planning your wedding next June, which you've already invited Sophie to.
Oh, yeah.
So why did you think it was important to shoehorn in the Nestlé Professional Toque d'Or as well?
Because I can't sit still. I was on furlough for nearly most of the year, so I just can't sit still. I was like, I need to add something else to my repertoire. So when I saw the opportunity, I need to do it. I can't not let this opportunity pass me by. So I was like, yeah, go on then.
And how good is it to sort of tap into the experience of the professionals that get involved in this competition?
It's really nice because you'll never stop learning from anybody. So the more advice you can suck up from anybody. So I usually come on these trips and like a sponge, like tell me everything. I want to know everything. I like picking people's brains. So it's been good to do that, and it's been wonderful. Loved it.
Jess, Isle of Wight, during lockdown, I read about you doing these incredible things, sort of baking for your grandfather, baking for the community. I would want to live next door to Jess in the Isle of Wight. So did that keep you busy?
Yes, that kept me busy because with my hotel job I don't really have enough time to bake like during the days or like weeks. So lockdown gave me a chance to really like focus on baking for like family and friends, and I've always loved baking since I was younger, so it was really nice to have that time to specifically do baking.
And your dream is to obviously one day own a bakery. So why did you decide to do this competition? Did you actually want to add another string to your professional bow going forward?
Yeah, it's more experience. I've learnt so much within this time. It's been an amazing experience, and I definitely recommend it to anyone.
There you go. Well, I would too, and I'm sure Georgia would too.
Yeah,
and Georgia, who likes, by the way,
definitely.
Georgia likes lemons. She sets fires to lemons for some reason.
I set fire to a lot of stuff when I can.
So she's a pyromaniac.
Oh, yes.
But anyway, the fact is we want to find out which one of the two of you has won the Front of House Apprentice 2021. Well done. I can't say enough how impressive it is to have reached this stage. But only one of the two of you can win this competition, so I'm afraid it's time to find out who that is. Over to Katja.
Nestlé Professional Toque d'Or 2021 Front of House Apprentice winner is Georgia Wheatley.
Georgia is full of spirit, full of life, full of fun, and most importantly, communicates that brilliantly to the guest and to everyone else she comes across.
She was very expressive. Her ambition and her gratitude came across. Her personality was strong, and I really loved that.
When it comes to social media, Georgia's was spontaneous and very lively. Great job, Georgia.
Georgia, grab that award of yours. I've got to ask you, you're getting married next June. Is this going to be hard to trump this moment, isn't it?
I don't know really. I'll probably have the same emotion and probably cry, but it's been amazing. So well done to everybody. It's been amazing to meet you all. And
That was the smallest little whoop I think I've ever heard. But honestly, everybody, congratulations to Georgia! Congratulations once again to Georgia. Now, our back of house students are up next, but while front of house finalists were busy putting their drink skills to the test, our student and apprentice chefs were firing up their culinary skills and getting ready to create the very best sustainable main course and dessert. The magnificent Louisa Ellis was judging this one, and as you'd expect from a MasterChef award winner, the A game was required to get Louisa's seal of approval.
This year's finalists began their back of house challenge virtually at home, but they were soon in Gatwick ready to take on the face-to-face challenge.
For this year's competition, we wanted the students to focus on sustainability, balanced dishes, balanced flavours. We wanted them to use seasonal ingredients, and we just wanted them to make 2 fantastic courses using all of their knowledge that they have learned throughout the years, using great ingredients and just treating them with absolute care and love.
I found it quite challenging to put together all my ideas because I had so many, and it was hard to pick out the ones I wanted to use.
This is a really good opportunity to learn your own style and how you cook.
For me, my main course, I've really based it off a dish that me and my family love at home, and I've worked really hard, especially in the practice runs, to make the things I was using sustainable. I just wanted to have really good inspiration behind it and put forward something that meant something to me, so that I could present that and translate that through.
Something that's really surprised me in this competition is how passionate our younger industry is, and it really does make me excited for our future.
My main is mackerel and rhubarb, and I think that's maybe a slightly more unusual combination. But it's not so unusual that there aren't any recipes out there with it in, so that gave me a bit of confidence. And and they're really sustainable, very, wonderful British ingredients, and they just work so well together.
It went well, according to what I planned. I did a very simple dish. I've kept the flavours big and bold. My friends, I cook for them all the time and they love big and bold flavours, so I've kept it simple and just gone for it.
Well, I think you can take from that little video that all our finalists rose to the challenge. We also learned that Louisa takes her judges' tasting duties very seriously indeed. Anyway, let's meet our back of house student chefs. Here they are, everybody. Rebecca, Liam and Sarah. Great to have you all here with us. And Rebecca, you fully embraced this challenge. What was the quirkiest, strangest things you did to get to this stage of the competition?
So on the Saturday morning, I contacted a very nice local business who let me come and do a little bit of beekeeping with them, which was really interesting. I got stung a bit, but it was worth it.
That is going to the next level, to get yourself stung by a bee for your art. But listen, you've got here, it worked in the end. What have you found the toughest about this challenge? Obviously representing UCB that has a rich history in the Nestlé Toque d'Or.
Yeah, that's quite a lot of pressure, but yeah, I found it very enjoyable, but it was very hard to balance doing the main course and desserts at the same time, just because I'm used to working on a section, doing one at a time. So that was probably the biggest learning curve for me.
Pressure, there's always pressure in Nestlé Toque d'Or. Liam, I know you eat pressure for breakfast and you come from a long line of people in this industry. So you have painted yourself as the strawberry blonde chef. When you see the Nestlé Toque d'Or recipe book, this is the strawberry blonde chef. Why did you decide to rebrand yourself?
So I cook for all my friends at home and they always call me the ginger chef, and obviously a lot of ginger people like to call themselves strawberry blonde, so I kind of went with it and thought it was quite funny.
I like it a lot. But listen, so is the mission to go into the family business?
No. So obviously my mum and dad have both owned a pub and a hotel, and I kind of want to do my own thing and get away from that. I want to use my degree from sports science and go into performance chefing at football clubs.
A particular football club?
Liverpool, I suppose. It's got to be the team I support, hasn't it?
Okay, so the dream is to be head performance chef at Liverpool Football Club. Why did you think the Nestlé Toque d'Or might help you get there?
It gets you noticed, doesn't it? I mean, I've never done anything like this before. I've never done a competition, and people can see my food and see what I'm about, and hopefully take me on.
And of course, representing Blackpool and Fylde. Don't forget the Fylde, very important that. And Sarah, for those not in the know, speaks Indonesian and Burmese, I'm going to say fluently, whether that's true or not. You've gone back into your childhood to inspire your entry into this competition, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've got mackerel and rhubarb on my main course, which for me both take me back to my childhood, fishing on Dover Pier with my dad, and all the rhubarb we had springing up in the garden. Never put them together on a dish before, but that was something new and exciting to try.
And has the Nestlé Toque d'Or lived up to your expectations?
Yeah, I've loved it. You know, it's been a great experience, really challenging, but really worthwhile.
It's always going to be really challenging. It's a proper competition, and you three know to get to this stage, you've done extremely well, but we do need to find out which one of the three of you has won. So this is the moment. Good luck to you all. It's over to Katja.
And Nestlé Professional Toque d'Or 2021 back of house student winner is Sarah Morton.
Sarah added humour, nostalgia, her personality shone from the page. She went the extra mile, and honestly, it just came across so well. I was very impressed with Sarah.
Sarah's social media was personal, and we really got to understand what she was all about. Well done, Sarah.
I really enjoyed her flavour combinations. Mackerel and rhubarb. Wow, delicious.
Sarah, do tell us, you're standing up there as a Nestlé Professional Toque d'Or winner. That must feel amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't come into this competition expecting to win at all. Just thought it would be some good experience, so I'm really chuffed.
And how nice it is that your childhood has informed your path to victory.
Yeah, absolutely. I come from a family who love to cook and love to eat, so they'll be really happy.
So well done to Sarah, everybody! Another extremely impressive winner. Right, almost time to reveal the identity of our final winner of Toque d'Or 2021, a back-of-house apprentice winner. But before we meet our Fab 3, we need to see how our elite platoon of finalists got on with the last challenge they were set. After all of the week's preparations, were their culinary imaginings fit for purpose? It's time for our finalists to pull everything together.
From around the UK, the finalists headed to Nestlé headquarters in Gatwick.
Today is the day. It's the finals where my partner and I will be working together to serve one single guest.
Front of house was paired with a back of house competitor, and under strict socially distanced conditions, it was time to put their food and drinks plan into action.
The finalists have 3.5 hours to create 2 dishes, 4 plates of each, main course and dessert.
This was no easy task, and especially when under the watchful eye of a judge.
First of all, at the moment, I'm looking for good organisation skills. I'm looking for them to be able to get involved in the tasting with me and hopefully give some great tasting notes as well, lots of lovely descriptive words, and then take on board what we're talking about the wines, so that when their guests arrive, they'll be able to pass on what they've learned and share the enthusiasm for the fantastic wines that they're going to be presenting.
The most difficult part today will be the time pressure. They're in a different kitchen, they're not used to the environment that they're working in, so it's a real challenge for them to adapt to the kitchen and the equipment that they have today, and it's be really interesting to see how they adapt to that.
And no sooner had they prepared their food and drink, their guests had arrived. The finalists also had to ensure that everything was picture perfect for publication. It was all down to the final scores from the judges, and hoping that their guests enjoyed their offerings too.
Eating on my own is not an experience I'm used to. But the waiter was great, welcomed me here, and the food, I had a vegetarian option. Probably wouldn't order that normally, but it was just fantastic.
Restaurant quality. The main course was phenomenal. Service was great, really good, really knowledgeable. Talked very much about the storytelling, and the overall meal was excellent.
Brilliant experience, really enjoyed it, and lovely to come and see a bit of Toque d'Or.
Malcolm cut quite a lonely figure, didn't he? But I can assure you, Nestlé Professional's finance director is a very popular man around here. Now, this competition isn't for the faint-hearted, and all the fruits of our finalist labours are available to pour over and cook, because you can download the exclusive Toque d'Or 2021 recipe book and have a bit of a Toque moment in your very own home. You can find the link in the info that goes with this broadcast. Click away, then drool away to your heart's content. And now, last but by no means whatsoever least, it's time to meet our back-of-house apprentices. Here they all are. Woo-hoo. So great to have you all here. Amy, particularly great to have you here, because I know you first thought about entering this competition in 2012, everybody, when Amy lived in New Zealand. So it's taken a while to get here. Was it worth the wait?
It was definitely worth the wait. It's been a challenge along the way. Definitely pushed me outside of every single comfort zone I had, which is what I love doing, essentially, is pushing myself outside of comfort zones. It's part of why I moved to the UK. Part of why I'm a chef is you're never in a comfort zone in the kitchen. Yeah, it's been fairly interesting learning how nervous I get when I care about something.
Well, it's fantastic. Well, good luck to you. I mean, everybody who gets this far in the competition has to care about what you're doing. So congratulations on making it to the final. Kenny, I know you've done some regional competitions in the past. How big a step up was doing Toque d'Or this year?
I mean, yeah, it's definitely been quite a big step up. The challenge itself it's got a lot more steps to it. It's a lot more of like a holistic approach. It's not just go in and cook. But yeah, it's been really fun. I've met some like great chefs, which all have like sort of a breadth of different experiences and training. So yeah, it's been a really good experience.
For those watching this that might be thinking about sort of applying next year, what would you say to them?
Just apply, to be honest, because I had the opportunity to apply a few years ago and was too sort of nervous to do it. And I wish I had done sooner. So yeah, just to apply.
Well done on getting here. Now, from your story there about, you know, you wish you'd done a couple of years ago, Dipen here had no idea he was going to enter the competition at all because a mystery person entered you for this competition.
Yeah, that's correct.
Do you know who that person is?
No, still don't know, and still trying to find out.
Well, the big question is, are you glad they did?
Definitely. Whoever it was, I want to thank them for putting me in this position. It brought me out of my comfort zone, and I'm pretty sure he might, or she might have seen that he's got the talent.
Good luck to you all, but you do know that just obviously one of you can win this one. And I know it sounds trite, and people always say this, they always say everyone's a winner when you get to this stage, but in this competition, it's absolutely true. So well done, but we're now going to find out which one of you has actually won the title. It's over to Katja.
Nestlé Professional Toque d'Or 2021 Back of House Apprentice winner is... Kenny Markham.
Kenny won because he really did hit the brief. He put every ounce of skill into his dishes, which was really impressive. Any chef would be lucky to have him working in their kitchen.
Kenny really showed his passion for food through his social media. Well done.
What bowled me over about Kenny was the professionalism, just absolutely shone through. It's very, very good, so well done, Kenny.
Kenny, swoop up that award of yours, well done. Listen, but judging by your reaction, you weren't entirely sure you were going to be the winner here, were you?
No, not at all. I think the chefs I was like cooking alongside were all like very different in our style, so I think it was quite hard to even know who won it. So yeah, I was quite surprised.
But now you do have your hands on the trophy. How does it feel?
Yeah, just really, really great. Yeah, I feel really happy that I did pluck up the courage to enter. So I'm really happy that I did follow through with it.
Well done to Kenny. Thank you. Well, there we have it, our final fabulous four winners. Congratulations to them all, and a serious congratulations to all of this year's finalists. You all deserve a round of the most hysterical applause our sound man can muster. A whopping thank you also to everyone involved this year. You know who you are, and a particular thanks to everyone here at Nestlé UK head office who've had to be very agile to make this year's event happen at all. They've managed it brilliantly, safely and successfully. Most of all though, thank you to all our students and apprentices for giving their hearts and souls to this competition. Their passion and commitment has been inspiring, and if there's that calibre of people wanting to pursue a career in this industry, then we should all be feeling pretty optimistic about the future. And if you're an aspiring hospitality student or apprentice, then why not enter the competition next year? We'd love to see you, and who knows, you might be our next Nestlé Professional Toque d'Or winner. But of course, our final elbow bump of this year has to go to the winners of the Nestlé Professional Toque d'Or 2021, and let's see how the Fab Four got on living it up large in London.
The highlight of this weekend has been the foodie tour and the classic minis, and probably the best part of that was the oysters. And of course, dinner by Heston was fantastic, absolutely superb.
I can't put a highlight because it's all been fantastic.
I won the first ever Toque d'Or gold medal in 1974. You are all winners. Well done.
We won, we did it, which I never expected to be one of them, but I'm so grateful to even be a part of it.
What I've done over this weekend has been fantastic, and I will never get the opportunity in my lifetime to do it again unless I'm a millionaire.
It's just gone on and on, above and beyond in every way. It's been really lovely.